the stars. Please come inside. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Hope that you're seeing is I don't know the lyrics to that song. Anyhow, welcome back to another recap. The Pastors in the depths today, brother. Titanic disaster. Losing 2K in 5 minutes to start the day. Let's jump straight into the archive. Let's not waste a minute. Let's not waste a second. Remember that day trading is risky business, ladies and gentlemen. Day trading is risky. Today's going to be one of those days where I get absolutely brutalized in the momentum. Now, it's not as bad as it looks, and for me being down 2,000, I wouldn't want to be down this amount, but sometimes it does happen. It's part of the deal with using share size and being aggressive. As you guys know, yesterday we had a hot day. Today we came in looking forward to some good action. And similar to yesterday, we had a chart where we were breaking out, coming into the open, and we were looking for a potential break of 5, a break of the whole dollar. Pretty common setup here for us, high of day break. That's what I was looking at here. And coming right into the open, I'm going to get long. My aim is to get in, tight stop, sell through the highs if possible. But watch as we get right into the open how this trade is going to play out. Here we go. So right as the market open, as soon as I see the ask gets to 5, I punch. The stock rips up and then dips down. In fact, it looks like we got to a high of a 510. And all before my order could even fill, we had 485, and then 465, and I get filled where? At 511. Oh my gosh. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make this stuff up. Now, the initial order did get punched as we were right up at 5. But to see how many times we got to 485 and back down to 460 to get filled at 511, it's saying that the high was 527. It's a brutal way to start a day right here. Brutal way. So, getting filled there, for me, it's a matter of just cutting the trade and getting out. And I took that loss right at 70. This is how the day started. A quarter of the losses that we're going to take happened right then and there. The other loss, so initially I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to give this thing a second. Are we going to be able to hold? But it seems like we held up 460, 470, right? So I was probably better off looking for a dip rather than a breakout trade, which is quite the opposite of yesterday, right? And so we talk about, I'm not going to say that I overcompensated or anything. The trade was going to be a high of day trade through the pre-market high, through $5. But yesterday, where I was looking to be a little bit more chilled and wait for a dip, would have worked out a little bit better today, right? So we talk about there being the fine line, right? Marcelo always says it, the fine line. I like to call it the tightrope walk. So right here, we get back over 5, and I'm watching to see how well we can hold above the whole dollar here, perhaps for a retest of 527. The moment I get long right here, it's already coming down. I'm filled. There's 482. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick loss. So again, another 20 cents or so very quickly. I'm in at 506. So you can see even those fills are a little higher than we would want to see. And then if I did hold that another couple seconds from stopping out at 80, I would have been stopping out all the way at 50. Just to show you how quick and how brutal this one was. So that was a quick 1K loss to essentially start the day. Now, if we fast forward a little bit, and this is also where timing comes into place, because I chose this stock as my main stock, right, because of the setup. But if you're someone else who chose BBLG as your main stock, or maybe DRMA as your main stock, you can see that these two actually went up. And that type of aggression to be in early could have been rewarded handsomely, right? So something as simple as this alone can be the difference of starting the day red 1K or starting the day green 1K. We have DRMA, this one a little choppy initially, but then as the 1-minute candle made the new high, we double topped first, baby pullback, and then the second time right here to make the new high from about, what's that, 290 all the way to 337. And then BBLG was already halted up at that time. So let's skip ahead a little bit. This one's going to get halted up here. for me, I'm now pulling up this stock. So right here, I'm now pulling it up. We got a low of 20. You know, we got a high of 41. And I'm kind of now getting my bearings to see what's going on. But even for break and a retest of 40, I'm kind of late. So I'm not looking to just jump in at the highs here right away. I want to get a good gauge of what's going on. But the stock is kind of already like in place. We're going to see if it's going to test 50 and then it's going to just jump into that halt at 65. Now here's the resumption, the RMA. So again, the tightrope walk. Let me show you guys how close this trade was. This trade was so close, man. So let's see. Resumption. We're halted up at 365. I think we had BBLG. Well, actually, we can show BBLG here in a sec. So we're halted up at 365. DRMA. It opens up at 4. It rips to 440. And right here, I want to see a pullback. It comes down to 12. And we jump back to 25. I try to go long here. High teens, low 20s. But you can see how fast this thing is moving. The stock is on steroids and it's flying. What, you know, some people say that they want the super hot markets. This is what it looks like, and this is how fast this is just how fast the level 2 can be moving, right? You guys know we use level 2 primarily here to determine our entries and exits, along with some of the other indicators that we have. So I'm in at 15, and I mean, just look at how mad the fluctuation is, right? Anyhow, and I'm guessing what this is that it could be somewhat similar to what the first trade was, where I'm in at 511 despite the stock moving down and up and down. You know, maybe I got the fill. It's hard for me to even say if I got the fill on the way up or if I got the fill on the way down because of how fast this is moving. I mean, it's really hard for me to say. Now I see that we're at 4, and it looks like this is the real dip. We went from 12 to 45 back down to 4, and right here I'm thinking if it doesn't hold 4, I need to get the heck out of this thing. So I'm gonna wait, and right here, I mean, it's so fast, right? It's like milliseconds before it goes back to 440. It's gonna hit 415, and then it's gonna go down to 4 again, and it's gonna make me think this thing wants to sell off. Right here, I'm getting out, and I mean, again, the milliseconds, the milliseconds. Look at where we are already. The moment that I'm selling for you know, scratch or a loss, I mean, a half second later, it's at 440, 475, you know, it's kind of chaotic. And to be honest, you know, for the beginner traders, I'd recommend not even getting involved in this type of stuff. It's really something else. So I'm going to try to dip in this area here between 20 and 40, assuming that we just had the high of 75 and this is a smaller pullback in this range. So I'm going to try to get long here. I'm going to get 33 and then 36 fill versus 20. This is not awful, but also not great. But then it does come down below 20. So that range that I was looking at there between, let's say, 20 and like 35, 40, it's breaking down. So I'm going to take a loss. So it came to 14 and then bounced up there, despite making that new high of 75. If we had kept to the high of 40, which was the high out of the resumption initially, I would not have expected, or let's say I would have anticipated a retest of 4. But because we made the new high of over 440 all the way to 75, I'm thinking the area of 440, maybe a little below 420, can hold up well. But that was not the case. So, you know, we're starting the day right now already down about 1500 in just like 3 clicks of the buy button. Didn't take long at all. Right here, I'm thinking, okay, I did miss the dip a little bit, but we're starting to get the surge back up. Can I see something here through 50? It's going to come right back down. We're going to take another loss. And right here is where I'm going to say, okay, time to size down for the day. Time to size down back to 1500, small size. And so 2 trades, 2 stocks, down 1K, already down 2K, essentially in the first 5 minutes here. Let's see, the dip. Sometimes it's tricky to determine the dip. I'm going to get caught trying to determine the dip here, I believe, off of 5. Or was this a breakout trade? Let's see. Can't remember. I tried for 50. Bit of a higher fill. I mean, the fills are absolutely brutal. Tried for 40. 32 area. We did see 60 on the ask here for a little bit. But watching for 75, 80, it's going to come back down. This is going to be another small loss. And you can see it's moving so fast to where once it comes down to your entry, it's not like breaking down by a couple cents. It's like a 15, 20 cent drop. So we got caught there, and that's going to put us down at 1200. And then it gives this bigger drop off here. And let's see. I think it got halted down. Or did we bounce at 90? We might have bounced at 90. We bounced a little here, and then I think it came down. 65. Yeah, we had a low of 65. So it ended up dropping some more. I mean, just extreme volatility, man. Extreme volatility. DRMA. You know, and it did curl up a little bit. I was then waiting for BBLG. I was thinking backside here, honestly, below about like 430. So ideally, when we get the move up like this and we continue, we get the new high. I'd like to see us hold up relative to the prior levels that we had. And right here, instead of, you know, holding up higher or even coming down a little below these new highs, we retested the lows and then made new lows. So I was thinking perhaps backside, but VWAP did hold, and then it came back down, and that was kind of it for that one. BBLG, quickly, just to show you guys this trade, this first trade that I didn't get in. I mean, it was just unbelievably aggressive here. So we had a halt at 260. Here we go, resumption coming up. These days, like today, are very hit or miss because of just how aggressive the volatility is. 260, here's resumption. Okay, do I need to fast forward? Okay, there we go. How long is this thing? 60, so here we go. It resumes around 96, 97. And we get a high of 23. It drops to 08. And it's not really a dip, if you ask me, you know. Can I buy that? Can I buy in there? Yes. But again, it's just like the other trades where, you know, there's no strategy there, right? It's just you either get lucky or you don't. If I decide to buy at $3, it's just super high risk, risky business. And we opted not to get long, and you know, it got up to the next halt level at 53. The traders who did the best are people who, like, assuming you didn't trade pre-market, I'm guessing you caught the first 1 minute candle to make the new high, you know, down here, or DRMA, first 1 minute candle making the new high after this baby pullback down here. And you're not selling for just 15, 20, 30 cents of gain, even 40 cents of gain, but you're willing to hold these stocks for a few minutes at a time. If you're in on the 1 minute candle here and make the new high, you say, hey, I'm giving this thing a couple minutes, I'm going to set my stop at the low of the last candle, whatever it might be, then you stand a chance at catching this entire move going up. But if not, you can sell early for gains, and then you can find it hard to get back in, or you might have just missed the trade altogether. But that was the day. You know, I ended up losing maybe another 200 trying to trade some other stuff, like smaller scratch trades. But these were the big boy trades here early. But yeah, thought I'd show some level 2 to kind of show you guys the hecticness. I know some of you guys don't use level 2 at all. But typically, you know, even if we just go back like a few weeks ago, it would take a stock 30 minutes or an hour to move 50 cents. Now a stock can move 50 cents in 2 seconds. It's good, but we also needed to play out under a certain type of setup to where we can be in and then get the beautiful move to the upside. But yeah, that was the day. So hit that thumbs up. Check out those links down below. Remember, if you want to get involved in the classes, we are utilizing coupon code STATION for all the new students. Let me pull this up. Coupon code STATION for all the new students. For those of you looking to get involved, looking to dial in into the chapters, this will give you a nice sweet discount here on all the MMU products, including MMU Diamond, which is our flagship service. All right. So there are some changes coming up to, the mentorships. We're going to change the structure of the mentorships, but we're going to talk a little bit more about that in the next week or so. For now, we still are of course doing them for our students, but we are going to change the structure. But yeah, other than that, if you want to get involved in the chat room via the classes, right, the Diamond membership does give you access to the chat room, to our low latency streaming in there, to our scanners, our Q&As, everything that we do. So other than that, take it easy. Actually, let me not forget, check out the chat room as well. If you're not looking to get involved in the classes, but you just want to be a part of the community, the chat room is the way to go. The Relentless Trading chat room, if I pull it up here, it's just 14 bucks to be a part of this greatness. And we have, as you guys can see on the side here, over 8,000 members in our broader community. Man, this, I can't be more proud of the community, man. It's growing. It's truly a blessing. We have some great people here, some great guys, some great gals, a lot of transparent traders, people who, not only showing the green days, but the red days. And we have our broader community on Instagram and TikTok and all these other platforms where we have tens of thousands of people who are tuning in for the updates on those platforms. I mean, it is absolutely insane what's going on here. So, I started off this YouTube channel back in 2018 as a way to store my videos because I didn't have any space on my old PC. And before you know it, I'm like, you know what, man? I started posting them publicly, and some people recommended, hey, maybe do some commentary, hey, maybe get a mic, get a webcam, and before you know it, boom, just like that, this thing started, right? And we've been hyper scalping ever since. So it's been a long journey, and we're very proud, man. We're very proud of the progress here. So even on a red day like this, watch. You guys know what's up, man. We smile easy. Tomorrow again. I'm forgetting, what am I forgetting the name? Jorge, you visited us in New York. You already know what the deal is, man. Tomorrow we'll be back again. Shout out to Jorge, one of the students. But all of you guys watching on, you guys know the deal, right? The trading is risky. We understand that. We accept the risk. But business as usual. Tomorrow, back to business, brother. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys bright and early, 9:15 a.m. for another beautiful day.